22 deaths per day. That's how many of our veterans are committing suicide, according to a recent study by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
It's a tragic reality for many men and women returning from war. Local 6's Brianna Connor talked to a local Marine who says he was on his way to becoming a statistic. And Brianna, how did he find help?
Well, Nicholas Blackston completed 2 tours during Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was hurt during combat, and when he came home, he immediately recognized the memories of war were still with him. He told me he felt hopeless until he found a clinical study that uses the psychedelic drug MDMA during therapy. It's also known as ecstasy. He says it saved his life, and he's sharing his story to help other people find healing from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Honestly, it was, looking back on it, the best decision in my life, but it was one of the most trying times of my life.
Nicholas Blackstone says he felt called to join the Marines after high school. And after war, he came home to PADUCAH and found himself in another fight against PTSD.
I was, hypervigilant. I was always on alert, wondering, when's the next attack going to be? It's like the mind couldn't register. You're back home, you're safe.
He says traditional therapy and pharmaceutical drugs didn't work.
And those things just those pills just treated the symptoms, not the cause. I basically had, treatment-resistant PTSD.
Blackstone's story is part of the book Acid Test. The chapters about him detail desperation until he found a small clinical study treating combat veterans with PTSD using a psychedelic drug.
The MDMA removes that blockage of fear of wanting to deal with these issues. For me, I was able to realize, this is the past.
A controversial treatment, Blackstone says, saved his life.
I feel like I finally have my head together.
And he says he's now working to make it available for more people who may be losing their fight against PTSD.
While I might feel better, that's the thing that I still struggle with. And I just want them to get my brothers and sisters to get the healing that I got.
Nicholas Blackston started the clinical trial with a PTSD rating in the high 70s. After 6 months of therapy and 6 sessions with MDMA, his rating fell to a 6. And the book Acid Test combines his story with 2 others to combat the stigma of using drugs like LSD or ecstasy for medicinal purposes.
Okay, so we know these drugs are illegal. How was he able to use them during therapy?
Well, the study he participated in was FDA approved. They're hoping to now expand that study and get more data in hopes the FDA will legalize this therapy by 2021.
Wow, interesting story. Thank you, Brianna. Well, you can find more information about acid test and psychedelic therapy on WPSD Local6.com.